Rajat, wanted your take regarding the banking names that you were talking about. You were talking about some of the names that you hold in your portfolio.
Yeah, no, so I was saying it's too early for me to analyze federal bank numbers, although this stock is, I have it in my portfolio, but it prima facie, it looks like the loan book has not grown, as much as it has for some of the other banks, because, the NPAs have come down, the net profit is the highest that they've reported. So, as I said, I'll probably pick this up in the next chat we have. But yes, the other bank that I've been tracking very carefully, which I've recommended on your show many times, is IDFC First Bank, and I think that bank right now looks like the strongest bank in the entire private sector banking space. You can't really compare it with like an HDFC or an ICICI because of its size, but there the NPAs have come down around 15% to 0.86. Valuation wise, it's available at a valuation of 16, versus something like a 20 for HDFC and other larger banks. And I've said this many times. I really like these smaller banks, whether it's IDFC First with a market cap of 44,000 crore. These days it's moving fairly fast, and even Federal Bank. But I'll have to look at the results for that. Other than that, I think HDFC and Bajaj Finance, they've also posted very good results, around 30% increase on both, and in both the gross revenue and the net profit. But again, I think these are enigmas. The way interest rates have moved up in the last 12 to 14 months, we've seen a 60% rise in interest rates. From 4%, the repo rate has moved to 6.5. Personally, my view is going forward in the next 3-4 quarters, you will see the impact of that. The disbursals will get slower, and the offtake of loans will get slower, and that's the intention. That's why interest rates are raised. So I'm a little negative on the banking space in general and large banks in particular. But yes, both these banks, Federal Bank, which has reported numbers today, and IDFC First, I have both of these in my portfolio. I would be looking to add more if the price corrects. And again, Federal Bank just reported numbers. I'll have to look at it more carefully.
Rajat, what are the other prominent names that you've added in your portfolio of late? Which areas, which sector, which stocks?
Yeah, two stocks that we've added. So first of all, we've had a great year holding stocks in FMCG space, and ITC was one of the top picks. ONGC was one of the top picks, and I recommended both these stocks the last time I was there. Since then, not much has changed in our portfolio. Of course, we've had a great run. Two stocks that we've added in March and April, and we're continuing to add this with the incremental flows we have. One is Hero MotoCorp, which posted its results yesterday. Their quarter-on-quarter net profit rose 37%. Overall net profit for the year rose 18%. You've declared a dividend of around 35 rupees, which takes the overall dividend to 100. That's like, you're getting a franchise like Hero Moto at a dividend yield of 4% at the current price. And the reason why it's been struggling the last 4-5 years is, first, there was a lockdown on account of COVID. The sales were low, and then they were late in entering the EV space. And to be honest, they've still not really entered it in any meaningful way. But they've done a tie-up with Zero, the company Zero from California, and they're getting into electric motorcycles. And from January, they've started sales of their electric scooter Vida. So I'm hoping. Because they have one of the biggest distribution networks, and they plan to reach 100 plus cities, as the management said yesterday. So the price at which you're getting it right now, I'm pretty sure they can compete against all these new entrants, whether it's Ola or Honda. Ather, they themselves have a 34% odd stake. So that's one stock that we've added to our portfolio. The other is Lupin, and again, just like Hero Moto, a lot of people might find this stock a little boring because it's, again, not done anything. It's available. 2015, the stock was trading at 2100 plus, and today it's at 710, and there are no takers. But what's turned around for the company is that, in the last 2-3 quarters, the company has turned from, a loss-making company to, profits. They've again started reporting profits, which are growing. Mind you, the company is reporting its numbers on Monday, and I expect any number where the profitability, net profit is above 158 crores or so, 10 to 15% jump will be very good. But the key metric to look out for would be the overall revenue, which is the gross sales, which is the top line. Because why this company has struggled is regulatory environment has been not very favorable after COVID, and they've received a number of US FDA warnings for all their manufacturing facilities. I've just done an article which I've published on my website where we've listed how many warnings they have received, but this seems to be cooling off. 36% of their revenue comes from the US, so it's a big market, but it seems to be cooling off. US FDA has, about a few days back, 3 weeks back, they've given them approval of one of their new medicines, I think brexpiprazole, which is manufactured at the same unit against which they received all these US FDA warnings last, the unit. So I'm fairly positive that the company is taking steps to address these problems, and since it's turning profitable, it's available right now at very, very attractive valuations. So, and it's still the 7th largest generic company in the world. So it's a perfect example of a company which is available for external reasons, for reasons beyond their control. Stock price has fallen, it's sentimentally weak, out of flavor. This is a great time to buy stocks like that.